Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the co-main event of the evening. Making his way to the cage and fighting out of the blue corner, it's Myo McKinney.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to Cagezilla 84 as we move into our title fights. And I am so happy to be here alongside the wonderful Brent Hess as we are welcoming Myo McKinney to the ring. And for what feels like the millionth time, this is a guy who's on an absolute tear, 5-0 out of modern American martial arts.
Yeah, Myo McKinney, he's a big boy for the weight class. Very, very deserving to be in the spotlight. A very skilled athlete, and a crazy, like I said, talented flyweight that's on our roster. He fought Caleb Alger in our last Cagezilla in the #1 contender fight for this title and came away with the win on the judges' scorecards. And so he fought his way right to this spot. He earned this spot, and he said on his interview on Cagezilla Unchained, I thought it was nice. He said, "I'm not looking for the KO, but anything could happen." And I said, "Yeah, you know you're looking for that KO." Being 5'11", 125 pounds, he's got all the range and the reach in the world, and facing an opponent that's going to try to take it in the opposite direction. Let's get Chris to bring him in.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the champ is here. Making his way to the cage and fighting out of the red corner, it's Jhondy Fuller.
Oh, here we go. Jhondy Fuller looking focused. This young man is a man of few words, but he's all about execution, and he's done just that. He's gone through Caleb Alger, our now #1 contender, and he's trying to do the same thing here to Myo McKinney. He's spoken about, he's not shy about talking about his game plan. His game plan is to get you to the ground and find an opening to finish the fight. He's a jiu-jitsu practitioner, and he said he's going to find a way to get through Myo's dynamic striking and ultimately get him to a place where he can finish him on the ground.
Makes sense. You know, Jhondy Fuller, a young fighter, 21 years old, 5'5", definitely going to have the reach on the side of Myo McKinney, and we'll have to have an answer for that one. But out of Clinch Academy, given the name of that, given the way he has gotten takedown after takedown in prior fights, he, as reigning champion, I think has quite the solid idea of what to do to face off against Myo McKinney.
Yeah, really excited to see him in here. Like you say, a really exciting fighter to see out of Clinch Academy, a very well-renowned gym. And let's see what he's got here. He looks a little different. I don't know if it's the haircut or what since I last seen him, but Johnny might have got cleaned up, and now he's ready to rock and roll. Might have got a nice shape up for the title fight here, defending his 125-pound flyweight title. And he takes a lot of pride in that, and looking to hold his throne here at Cagezilla 84. Let's send it to Chris to make this one official.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is the co-main event of the evening. This bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, and it is for the Cagezilla Flyweight Championship. Starting out first, the challenger. Standing 5'11" and weighing in at 122 pounds, fighting out of modern American martial arts with a perfect 5-0 record, it's Myo McKinney. And now, the champion. Standing 5'5" and weighing in at 124 pounds, fighting out of Clinch Academy with a record of 3 wins and 2 defeats. He is the reigning, defending Cagezilla Flyweight Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jhondy Fuller. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. It is brought to you by Ace Party Rental and Freedom Bail Bonds. And here is referee Michael Dolman with the fighter instructions.
You received all your rules and instructions in the back. Fight clean and fight hard. Touch gloves now. All right, good luck to you, gentlemen.
And we're starting it off here, Brent. Our co-main event, one of our 2 title fights. And there's just so much on the line here. Myo McKinney fighting for legacy.
Yeah.
A chance to hold the title high. Alongside that, a 6-0 undefeated record from one of the shining stars here in Cagezilla.
These guys are all about action. They don't talk with their mouth. They talk with their actions. And it was tough interviewing them. I had to pull some things out of them to make them try to talk some smack about each other. But ultimately, they respect each other a lot. And guys, like I said, that talk with actions. And Jhondy already bringing the fight to where he wants to bring it.
Yeah, look at the velocity on that takedown, but shout out to Myo McKinney. Such a fast sprawl. He's launched into the ringside wall.
Wow. Jhondy already wrapping up those legs. Not looking awesome for Myo. I'm sure Myo has, however, been working a little bit more this position due to his last fight against Caleb, because Caleb had him down. He was putting pressure on him, but ultimately I didn't think Caleb put enough offense together in his positions. You can see Jhondy is doing just that, advancing, and Myo better have an answer for this quick.
Yeah, while he is going to have his legs freed up, that is at the cost of losing leverage. Right now, it looks like Jhondy Fuller has just completely navigated the torso of Myo McKinney, and now is in a position where Myo just kind of has to sit back and let Jhondy Fuller do what he wants. In response, Myo will need to just try to find an opening or find a way fadeaway shots while we are struggling.
Wow.
With that being said, he uses his larger frame as leverage, somehow manages to flip things around, and all of a sudden, it's Jhondy Fuller on the bottom.
Yeah, Myo with a beautiful reversal there. Not saying Jhondy's not in a position. He's setting up a triangle. He's setting up a triangle. Myo better not hang out here. The fight will not take that much longer if he looks like he's got it right here, and he does look like he has it.
Yeah, brilliant triangle and a tap! Jhondy Fuller out of nowhere in round number 1 keeps the championship around his waist.
Wow, he said he was going to find an opening, and the opening was going to present itself. And sure enough, it did. Myo let that leg get over the shoulder. And when you got a head and an arm inside that triangle hold, it's only a matter of time. And Jhondy was able to really finish it textbook style. I'm not sure if it was the arm or the choke. Let's take a look at it here on the replay.
Yeah, you know that Myo is feeling the pressure, knowing what's coming his way. He just can't free that arm up. And look at how quickly it extends. Great stuff from the reigning champion, Jhondy Fuller, handing the first defeat to Myo McKinney.
Yeah, great stuff from Jhondy, but not a surprise. We knew that was what he wanted to do, and not only did he do it, he executed it beautifully from the bottom, nonetheless. Right? He was on top. He was in a great position on top, in mount position, starting off that first round. And Myo with the beautiful change of position, but as Jhondy was rolling like a serpent, man, he freaking locked that triangle on, and next thing you know, Myo was in a little bit too deep, and Jhondy was able to secure that arm.
I was going to give credit to Myo to start that off, because this is not a fighter who likes to go to the ground. This is someone who likes to strike, and his ability to adapt and actually reverse that situation I thought could have brought him to victory. But no, he just got too deep. He wasn't able to fall back to fundamentals in that situation, and with that in mind, Jhondy Fuller takes it in a single round.
Let's get it to Chris to call it and make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Michael Dolman has called a stop to the action just 2 minutes and 2 seconds into the very first round for your winner by submission due to armbar, and still Cagezilla flyweight champion, it's Jhondy Fuller.
Impressive stuff from Jhondy. He was able to get on top and execute, and man, he's not a guy that you play around with on the ground. Really excited to see the next step for Jhondy. Technically, he's supposed to face Caleb Alger. He already has got a victory over Caleb, but Caleb earned his shot tonight. So we'll see if we can put this one together, him and Caleb.
Like and subscribe to Cagezilla.